What's up, YouTube? This is T.I. Profit for sure. Quick video, because no matter how much space I free up on my phone, every time I make a video, I get cut off. It's just what it is what it is. It's little things that piss you off, right? So anyway, today is 4/20 for all you weed smokers, and happy birthday, Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler was somebody I studied, researched. I know a lot about. Not a lot of people remember, but Hitler is painted as the most evil man ever in the history of the world. But he wasn't the most evil. Stalin was equally as evil, if not worse. Killed more of his own people, more women, more children, and they don't paint him to be as evil because he was our ally. Just goes to show you that he wasn't time-maned here, because he was never a good man. Hitler was at least a good leader. Nobody can comprehend as to why Hitler committed the atrocities, because if he doesn't commit the atrocities, he goes down as the best leader in history. He possibly would have, if he'd have won the war, he would have run the world. I'd be doing this in German. He also was a great speaker. He started out his speeches, and I took public speaking in college. Now, most speakers, good speakers, Bill Clinton was a great speaker, Obama was a good speaker, JFK was one of the best, but they didn't have the guts to do what Hitler, how he would start his speeches out. He would start them out by saying nothing. He wouldn't say anything. He would just stand there for about 2 straight minutes, stoic, just standing there like. And then he would slowly begin his speech with a low voice and low monotone voice. And as the speech, as he continued through the speech, he would start becoming more animated, and he would raise his voice. Eventually, with the fist pumping and banging and all that, he would get the crowd into a frenzy. But anyway, I always use Adolf Hitler as a sort of a metaphor as to what's happening here now. It's very similar. When the Nazis were rising to power, most people wrote him off as a joke. They thought he was, a clown, He just the mustache and how he was eccentric. He was spastic, But so they wrote him off, and he wrote his book Mein Kampf when he was in jail. He only did 1 year in jail he tried to overthrow the government, and the beer hall push, it was called, and he failed, and 15 Nazis, I believe, were killed. He was shot. He lived, obviously, and he cheated death a lot of times. I think there's 40-something assassination attempts. Valkyrie, the movie Valkyrie with Tom Cruise, shows the most famous, where he was the bomb blew up in the Wolf's Lair, where they would the military would plan their strategy towards the Allies, the Axis versus Allies, and someone put a suitcase bomb there, and a table saved his life. he was convinced that divine intervention was, he was protected by God. I believe he was too. He should have been dead a lot of times. It makes you wonder. Um, it makes you wonder what, like, if history. There's a show. There's a thing on YouTube, and it's called "The Greatest Story Never Told." Greatest Story Never Told is the German perspective of Adolf Hitler. Um, because we only get taught one side. That's what America does. They only teach you what they want you to know, and just because it's written in a textbook doesn't necessarily make it all true. Um, you know, he did. He invaded countries, but a lot of the people in those countries were German, so they wanted to be united with Germany. Germany was a very advanced civilization. They were technologically superior to every country in the world. They invented the first jet. They invented the Volkswagens. I mean, German engineering, Mercedes Benz, Porsche. Uh, you know, that was one of Hitler's friends, Ferdinand Porsche. He